Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Happy Monday if you're watching this on Monday, August 1st. Today we are going to be reading tarot cards on Keanu Reeves that someone suggested I make a video for. So now is the time, baby, for Keanu Reeves's turn. Why did I say that weird? Keanu Reeves's turn to have some tarot cards read. Ooh. All right. So remember, first and foremost, that these videos are for entertainment purposes, and that is because we do not have Keanu Reeves here to say, yes, Ducky, what you are seeing in the cards is true and makes sense, or no, Ducky, I have no idea where you're getting this information from or this idea from. So just remember that I'm using my 5+ years of practice reading tarot cards and using my intuition to relay what I'm seeing in the cards. So yeah, with that said, remember to just take everything that I say in these videos with a grain of salt. I do not want this channel to be like a Perez Hilton gossip type of channel, you know. We ain't here about gossip. We here just reading cards and doing it for out of love, with good intentions and not to spread any kind of like misinformation. So with that said, let's get ready for Keanu Reeves's reading. So let's just start out with a general energy for Keanu Reeves. What is Keanu Reeves's general energy like right now? Ooh, the Ace of Cups. What a good card to start out. The Four of Swords in reverse. Ooh. And the Emperor in reverse. Ooh. 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 Consistency. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm seeing with the way that these cards came out, you know, with the Ace of Cups here, you know, the Ace of Cups always talks about, you know, the beginnings of love, some good old love showing up. So it seems like Keanu Reeves is, it could be that either he is, you know, his cup is just filled with love. Maybe he has like a new love prospect or interest that he's getting to know right now. And he's kind of losing some sleep over it. Like there's some kind of like mental unrest here with the Four of Swords that came out in reverse. The Four of Swords talks about relaxation and resting and recuperating, but this came out in reverse. And then the Emperor. Oh wait, no. Is this the Emperor? No, this is the Hierophant. I'm sorry. The Hierophant came out in reverse, which is all about rebelliousness, you know, living life on your own terms, you know, having your own set of modes and code of ethics that you live by. I feel this is just my own Ducky interpretation, you know. Remember, take these videos with a grain of salt or 2 or 87. But I feel like with this Ace of Cups that showed up first, and this like mental unrest, not getting a lot of sleep, I mean, y'all make the connection. New love, not sleeping a lot, having a kind of rebellious attitude. I mean, bow chicka wow wow. That's kind of all I'm saying. Yo, you better get you some Keanu Reeves. You know, hey, your boy Ducky, I haven't been getting any. So yo, more kudos to Keanu. So here we got consistency, and then I'm seeing the sun. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of warmth. There's a lot of joy, success, that I'm seeing in his energy right now. So I really do feel like Keanu Reeves is just living life, you know, living the good life right now. Just having lots of love for himself, maybe love with someone else. But he's just enjoying his life. Maybe he's not, you know, bow chicka wow wow, you know, doing some stuff with someone else, but maybe he's just like, you know, going out, having fun, maybe just enjoying life a little bit right now, showing a little bit of a of free spirited nature is kind of what I'm seeing. So that's good. You know, you gotta live a little, you know? So it seems like that's kind of what Keanu Reeves is doing right now. Just, you know, having some good old fun. Swimming around in that ducky pond, getting himself nice and wet, you know, in the ducky pond, enjoying the waters, staying cool in this summer heat, or at least here in Texas. It's, ooh, sheesh. It is pretty hot. All right. So let's do a, since we saw that Ace of Cups show up first, let's do a little bit of like his love life. What's going on in his love life? All right. What's going on in Keanu Reeves's love life? The Tower in reverse. Yeah, some big old changes, some sudden changes, some attitudes, some sudden attitudes that may be shocking people. The Knight of Cups in reverse. And the Six of Pentacles. Some generosity. Okay. Okay. So, with this tower in reverse, I'm getting the sense they're just, in regards to Keanu Reeves's love life. Why is that hard for me to say right now? In Keanu's love life, there's this like sudden like burst of fire and energy that he has that maybe he hasn't shown in a while or ever. And it's really kind of like shocking people. They're just like, oh wow, I haven't really witnessed that side um, of Keanu Reeves. So I'm getting a little bit thrown off here with this Knight of Cups, though. The Knight of Cups normally, you know, has something to offer, something to give. But in reverse, it seems like there's like maybe Keanu in regards to love. Maybe he doesn't want to offer love right now. Maybe he's like just, you know, having fun, being generous, being kind, being loving. So the PG-13 side of me is saying that, you know, like maybe he is showing love in other kinds of ways by being generous, being kind, being, you know, very giving to people. Um, you know, and that's really filling up his cup. And it's really kind of like causing a lot of like shock to people that they're just like, so like you find like the same sense of like love and gratification like by like being kind and generous to people the same way as you like as others would do like in regards to like by hooking up or having sex with them. And it seems like he's like, yeah, you know, like I don't really feel like offering love to some people in this in the same sense that most people do, so I'm offering love by being generous, being kind, being charitable, doing some good charitable deeds. So that's what I'm seeing. But also on the other side, you know, uh, I can also see that maybe like he's just being very generous with like, you know, being passionate with people, you know, like he's just having a lot of this fiery passion that maybe he's being generous and by living life a little, you know. So but honestly, I think it's the first part where like I think like maybe he just gets the same type of like gratification that most people do from like having sex and hooking up. He gets that same kind of feeling, that same endorphin release by just, you know, being kind and charitable and being giving to people, and not in a sexual way. You know, he just is a very kind person. And from what I know of him, from is that he is very humble. He is very kind and what's the word I'm looking for? Wholesome. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with his love life. So let's do a career reading. Let's get some career energy on Keanu Reeves. The Two of Wands. Some good business partnerships going on. The Star. Yeah, there's something in regards to his career. He hasn't really given up on his career, like having any projects. He hasn't given up any projects. He's still working on stuff. The Ten of Swords in reverse. Context. Ooh. You know, immediately when I saw this, like, Ten of Swords in reverse, because the Ten of Swords talks about feeling betrayed, feeling backstabbed, you know, ruin. But when it comes in reverse, it can talk about, you know, like, liberating yourself out of that and gaining another type of context, you know, gaining a different perspective on things. So it seems like in regards to his career, maybe he wants to show another perspective, another side, another like layer about him in regards to his career, in regards to his maybe his acting roles that he has done, but or something. But there's something in regards to like context and a change of perspective. He kind of wants to like flip the script and do something, and like he seems very positive in regards to like where his career is heading, you know, because he also got the Two of Wands here, and this is a career reading. So the Two of Wands talks about, you know, partnerships, and here there's like a good like business partnership, a good career partnership, and he's feeling very confident and positive in regards to what it is that he's working towards. And again, I'm looking at this context card, and there's this dragonfly which always talks about transformation, you know, a change in perspective, context. You know, he kind of wants to show people, you know, that there's like, oh, you guys thought that like you knew who I was, you know, let me shift, like flip the script on y'all, let me shift the perspective. So and again, like that Tower card came out earlier for him in regards to like there's this attitude that he has right now that is kind of like shocking and surprising people, but like in a good way, you know. So it seems like Keanu Reeves wants to shock people again. He wants to show them like a different context, a different layer, a different perspective in regards to who he is and maybe his acting style, if this is in regards to acting, or maybe just the project. He wants to show another aspect to himself. He wants to show another layer, a different perspective. But I'm seeing here with this Ten of Swords in reverse, maybe it could be like maybe he wants to show like a different aspect to like, you know, when people get betrayed or when people feel backstabbed and stuff like that. You know, maybe he wants to show a different perspective on like maybe why did this person get backstabbed? Why did that person do the backstabbing? We don't know. We don't know the context of their situation. So maybe it could be like this kind of like, I'm getting the sense because he is an actor, maybe it could be this like mind-boggling film or role that he plays of like he has to backstab people, he has to hurt people, but like the context behind it, the perspective, like you get to see the perspective of this person of like why does this person have to like do all these things that may be seen as like bad or like backstabbing, treacherous and stuff like that. Like, you know, because when it comes to like things that people do, the decisions that people make, sometimes we don't know the full story. You know, we don't know, like whenever someone hurts us, we don't know the other side of the full story of why that person hurt us, maybe like what they're going through or the reasoning behind why they hurt us. So I feel like maybe like, honestly, I feel like it could be like something like that. There's like this movie that maybe he's doing, or this role of like, you get to see the persona of like someone who is having to do all these deeds that may be seen as like bad or wrong or treacherous or, you know, vindictive, but he's going to give you a different context, a different perspective of like why he's having to do these things. So I don't know, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I don't know, Well, I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing in the cards. Yeah. So let's finish off the video with some advice for Keanu Reeves. That's about it. That I mean, honestly, because he's been in movies like The Matrix and all these other things. Like I'm not a big old movie buff, but I do know like The Matrix is one of those that's like very like mind-boggling, and really like plays with like the mind, and like everyone is gonna have different opinions and perspectives on things. So I feel like he's probably working on something like that, where like it's gonna make people think like, huh, you know, my ex-boyfriend cheated on me, and now maybe it gives me another context as to like why he cheated on me. Like I thought he was a bad person, and maybe he is like he is and he isn't. Like it's gonna play on that like gray area type of thing is kind of what I'm seeing, because we all, as human beings, we all are in that gray area of being like good and bad. We always have a choice of making good decisions or bad decisions, but ultimately, like our version of good and bad is up to our own personal interpretation. Like what I think might be good, someone else might think is bad. And what I think is like bad or not so great, someone else might be like, you know what, I don't really see anything harmful about that, So I feel like it's going to be something in regards to that, that it's going to make people really think like, huh, So anyway, that's my tangent. So let's get some advice for Keanu Reeves. Seven of Swords, some deception, some deceiving. Ooh. The Ace of Wands in reverse. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. Revision. I feel, one second, I'm gonna drink some tea. Honestly, what I'm seeing here, and again, these are all just how I'm interpreting the cards and using my intuition on like what's going on. Like the Seven of Swords always talks about, like lies, malice, deception, stuff like that. So I feel like the advice for Keanu Reeves is to kind of be a little bit, to tap into more on this like malicious side, like this little like devious side, where like, like you don't really need to overanalyze things. Like I think that what I'm seeing here is, it's not role playing, but the yes and improvisation. I feel like the advice for Keanu right now is to have a little bit more of improvisation right now. Like always be a little like for him, like in regards to like this project that it seems that he's working towards. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like the advice is for him to tap into this like this devious, menacing, like prankster, trickster side, that we all have the capability of having. Rather than feeling like he always needs to have like a project or like an idea that he needs to follow, and constantly like revising and looking back at scripts and stuff like that, revising and editing. I feel like the advice for him is like he doesn't really need to revise and edit so much and feel like he needs to like overanalyze the situation and always come in with a plan in regards to things, and rather just kind of be a little bit more like menacing, a little bit more of like a prankster, not like in a harmful sense, but like a little clown, like sometimes a clown will pull pranks on you, but like they're harmless, um or they're usually their intentions is to for like some harmless type of pranking, and stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of like that would really take him far in regards to like what this project is that he's doing. If that's kind of what I'm seeing with regards to like doing some role or some kind of like role or um portrayal of like giving context and a change of perspective on like this other person who like maybe is a prankster, is a little bit devious, has to lie, has to lie in order for like to save himself from like something, or just to give a little bit more of depth to the character, you know, um, to not like overthink too much about it and to not like feel like he needs to have that solid concrete plan and like stick to that plan. He can waver in and out of the lines, like look at these lines, they're like wavering, in and out of the lines. And like again, like playing with the mind. Like look at this. Like these lines are coming out from like the crown, the mind, and they're like wavering, they're moving around. So like, yeah, this will really give him some leeway, some like freedom to kind of like mess with the mind of not only like the viewers, but also of like the director. Like, where does the director want to go with this? Like, in regards to like how Keanu Reeves is like doing things, where does the director want to go from there? Where does everyone want to go from there? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's like very interesting. I don't know. That's like what I'm seeing in regards to the cards. So let me know what you thought of this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. And let me know what you thought and leave a little like comment. Also, I'm always open to suggestions, so feel free to suggest like what types of or whose cards I should read next. And feel free to give me a thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and if you did not like the video, I am always open to hearing out, some constructive criticism on what you thought. And that's it for me. Remember to take care of yourselves, love yourselves, hydrate, do whatever you need to do to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And that's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. And I will see y'all on the next video, which is going to be about Shawn Mendes. So anyone who's been curious about Shawn Mendes and a little bit on Camila Cabello, that's going to be the next video on Wednesday. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.